Welcome back, Kentucky Sports Radio. Now joined on the phone by the UK Offensive Coordinator Neal Brown. And Coach, I assume you saw the women's softball team. Very exciting there in Lexington with all the winning going on.
Oh man, what about this? Baseball and softball. I was hoping you guys. I was hoping that's what we were going to talk about today.
Well, I mean, look, there has now been this entire year in all the athletic department this sort of culture of winning. I mean, you could make an argument. This has been one of the best years the athletic department's ever had, and I know that you guys feel that, and you know, you can't help but feel that excitement around there as all these sports, including football, it just seems like everything is improving exponentially.
Yes, no question. I think a lot of credit has got to go to Mitch. I mean, Mitch Barnhart's done a great job. I mean, if you look at where our Olympic sports are from when he took over to where they are now, I mean, tremendous. Like, I took my 6-year-old daughter out to the regional, softball regional on Sunday and watched those games, and the crowd that was there, the facility is unbelievable. Then that same weekend, we went and watched the SEC track meet with the new track facility. And the turnout there, I mean, it's really been incredible. And our baseball team, the Reed kid, I mean, the season he's had is absolutely unbelievable.
National Player of the Year. I mean, it is amazing. All right, let's talk a little bit of football. The thing that I've watched in the last couple weeks that has been very impressive to me, I see on social media all of your guys tweeting about how excited they are to start working. I mean, I'm not sure if I've seen an excitement level amongst players, be it the new guys coming in or guys returning. JoJo Kemp said, you know, the future starts Monday, I think is what he tweeted the other day. I mean, you guys, it seems like your guys are ready to go to get ready for this season. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think anytime you go into a new situation like we have, you've got to change the climate, and then you got to change the culture, and it's always easy to change the climate. And I think what Coach Stoops has been able to do is the climate around our program's completely changed. You know, 2 years ago in June or in late May, you wouldn't be on your show talking football today. You know what I mean?
No, you're exactly right.
So the climate around the program has changed, and the people are excited about football. And then the hardest thing to change is the culture within your program. And we've got 2 recruiting classes now under our belt, and our guys and the guys that were holdovers from the previous staff, everybody's buying in, and they understand where we want to go and how we want to do it. And you want your guys to be intrinsically motivated. You know, you want the leadership, you know, in your football team to take over, especially in the summer. And the same thing that the coaches work on in the fall and in the spring, you want the leadership of your program to take over in the summer. And I think you're starting to see that. And this will be, last summer they were learning, not really sure what was going on. This summer, I think, and you can see it on social media how excited they are, and I think they're really taking the bull by the horns.
We can't talk about specifics, obviously, but over the course of the last, you know, not just this class that's going on right now, but the classes before, you guys are starting to put maybe a blanket on this state. I mean, people talk about Ohio, but one of the things that also should get talked about is this state of Kentucky, however many players it produces, you guys are starting to basically say, they're going to be ours, or at least we're going to give everything we can to. How important is that for this staff, and have you been surprised at how early that success has come?
Well, I don't know if surprise is the right word. I feel like, and Coach Stoops is 100% behind this, it is absolutely critical for the University of Kentucky to keep the best players in the state of Kentucky home to play. It's absolutely critical. And the way I look at it, in a normal, you have 5 classes basically in football. You got your normal freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and you got a redshirt class. So you got 5 classes. Now some won't play their 5th year, but for the most part, you got 5 classes. And the state of Kentucky is going to produce between 4 and 6 SEC type level players. If you look over the last 10, 15 years, that's kind of been the average. So let's say 5. Well, on an average year, there's always 2 to 3 really national type prospects in the state of Kentucky. Last year, Drew Barker, Matt Elam, those kids are national type prospects. Well, if you do that, you sign 5 kids from Kentucky. You're going to, and within your 5 classes, I'm not great at math, but I can handle this. I don't know if Ryan's in there today.
No, he's not, unfortunately.
All right, so he wouldn't know if I messed up anyway. But we got 25 Kentucky kids, basically on our 85 scholarships. Okay, and then if there's 2 or 3 of those kids are national kids, you're talking about 10 really high-end national prospects that you have on your roster, and then you get, and not a lot of people talk about this, but the glue of your team is going to be walk-ons, and predominantly those are going to come from within the state of Kentucky.
Yes.
Guys like Cody Jones, who was our starting fullback last year, those type of guys are the glue of your team, and that gives you an opportunity. So, I think what we did, when we came in getting Ryan and getting Jason Hatcher, those were huge. And then last year we signed what we feel like are the top 4 players in the state of Kentucky. We've got 2 kids committed from the state of Kentucky in this class coming up. Obviously there's, a couple big-time players that we'd like to get that we can't talk about. But then the state, and what's encouraging is in the class of 2016, that'll be the most talent, the highest number of prospects that are potential SEC-type players that I can ever remember.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that is the class. I just got you for 3 or 4 more minutes, so let me ask you about quarterbacks. Patrick Towles out in California working with George Whitfield. We're hearing great reports from him. And then, of course, Drew, Reese. Did they get through the spring? Was the quarterback position where you want it to be coming through the spring? I mean, were you happy with what you saw from those guys?
Well, we're improved. I don't know if happy is the right word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By no means are we a finished product in any aspect of our program or on offense in particular. But I'm pleased that we're improved. I'm pleased with the progress we've made from January through May. These next 2 months are going to be critical for those guys. That's one of the reasons we haven't named a starter, just because we made so much improvement from January to the end of April for the spring game. I want to see over those May, June, and July how much more improvement we're going to make until we get into fall camp. So that's going to be critical. But as far as happy, I don't know if happy is the word. We're still inexperienced there, so there's still some worry. Now I think we're more talented, and the guys are working really hard, and fundamentally we're better. But it'll probably be a while before I'm happy.
June 11th through the 13th is the Wildcat Junior Football Camp. Age 8 through 8th graders to be. Anyone, football players in the state can come. You have to sign up June 11th from 7:30 to 9 a.m. at the Nutter Training Center. It's $240 a camper, June 11th through the 13th. Neal, real quick, tell people what that is and what kids can do if they come to that.
Well, the number one thing is we want to introduce young guys to the game of football, and it's a non-contact camp. We're teaching them the basic fundamentals of the game. They'll get instructed by our staff. I'll coach the quarterbacks. Chad Scott will coach the running backs, et cetera, et cetera. So you get a high level coaching for young kids. We want to have fun. The game of football is fun, and we got to get more young guys involved. More and more. Especially in Lexington, I see this a lot. It's specialization. And I think at a young age, kids got to play more than one sport. And the camps that we have here on campus, we kind of divide them up where everybody has an opportunity, basketball, baseball, football, et cetera. And it's an opportunity for our staff to get in touch with the young kids. And the other thing that's really cool and neat is the campers get a lot of behind-the-scenes access. They'll get to watch our kids, our players work out. They'll get to meet our players. They'll get to see where our guys eat, see the locker room, see the facility, see the drawings for the new practice facility. So there's a lot of behind the scenes access.
Stuff their parents would like to see probably, but they get to see.
Yeah, no problem. No, so if you're a parent that wants behind the scenes access, all you do is sign your son up. Yeah, no question.
There you go. UKathletics.com. You can register or show up the morning of June 11th, 7:30 to 9 a.m. The Nutter Training Center, age 8 through 8th graders. Just got about 30 seconds. You and DJ Elliott are hosting this show while I'm gone 2 weeks from today, June 13th. Are you ready for what I would assume is your radio hosting debut?
Well, I'm working on our lineup right now. I get a big assist from Ryan Lemon. Now, I have a feeling since you don't let him talk that much, he will be trying to talk a lot on the day that we're hosting. That'll actually be at the end of our camp.
Yes.
We'll be hosting. We're going to do it. We're going to do it live from over here at our Nutter practice facility. So it'll be a good time, exciting. We'll get some good people on and take some callers. We'll say no quarterback questions. How about that?
There you go. I understand. Hey, thank you very much for doing that. We appreciate it, and good luck with the camp. Good to hear from you.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Neal Brown, offensive coordinator at UK. We'll have details about the camp on Kentucky Sports Radio as well. We'll take a break. Now the phone lines are open. This is Kentucky Sports Radio.